Welcome to tonight's presentation, the late summer surplus, zucchini, mocked and dehydrated. So your presenters today, we Shalinda Wilkins and Monica, let's mess this up, Benavides. Please remember, our chat monitor today will be Eileen Alves, and our host is Dr. Alexander, Travis Alexander, our online coordinator. Please mute your mics and cut off your monitors, your screens, so we don't see it. If you have any questions, you can say them orally at our Q&A period, or you can put it in the chat and it'll be answered by one of the MFPs or the presenter. So, who are we? We are a community outreach, online-based, grant-funded volunteer program through the University of California Cooperative Extension that provides up-to-date research-based information on food safety and preservation. Our mission to keep California safe and well as they use culturally appropriate research-based practices to safely preserve food in the home, reducing food waste, increasing food security, and provide engaging ways for Californians to explore healthy food. Please note that the statements about the products used or highlighted in this presentation are not meant to promote, endorse, or oppose any outside entities, products, or services. The speakers in this event are not receiving any compensation. You're all volunteers. So tonight's goals are to review food safety preparation procedures, learn how to process zucchini via the method of dehydration, and learn how to process zucchini via the method of canning. Here's a quick reminder. We would love your input. Survey questions were completed upon registration to provide us with a sense of your knowledge in coming event. When the Zoom session closes, a post-event survey will pop up in your browser and give you and we would like to get a sense of your knowledge after the event. It is important to us that we get feedback on what knowledge you have gained and what quality of the event we provided. This will help us improve our content and deliver for the future. Thank you in advance. And I believe, yes, this is what it will look like when it closes. And it has 5 questions. So if you'll fill them out, it would be helpful to us. Thank you. So without further ado, here's Monica.
Hello. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. All right. Can I have a thumbs up? You can see this?
Yes.
Great. Thank you. Let's go ahead and play from current slide. All right. So I'm going to be discussing the preservation method of dehydration. Okay, so none of the products or brands in this presentation are endorsed by the UC MFP program. These are simply the products I use for this dehydration project. Oh. So I'm not wanting to share that audio. Perhaps I should just play that audio. Let's see.
We can't hear the audio, Monica, so you're good to go.
Great, thanks. Where to start? Okay, start by gathering a reputable recipe. I went to the So Easy to Preserve, looked up zucchini, and I realized I wanted to go ahead and utilize the recipe that came with my dehydrator. So I went to the vegetable drying guide. Yeah. It says to wash and cut the zucchini into 1/4 inch slices or into 1/8 inch slices for chips. I decided to use 1/4 inch slices since I'll be using them for cooking. Preparing the workspace. So you want to clean and disinfect your workspace. Nice and clean. And the other side. Nice and clean. All right, so once you have your workspace nice and clean, you're going to gather your materials and supplies. So fresh zucchini, a cutting board, sharp knife, dehydrator, jar and lid, clean apron and hand towels. Okay. Once you have all of your supplies and your clean workspace, you're going to prepare the zucchini. So step 1 is to inspect and wash your zucchini. You want to use only produce that is in peak condition. Discard any produce that is bruised, moldy, etc. Rinse under cool water. So step 2, cut the zucchini into 1/4 inch slices. Again, if you want them for chips, that will be 1/8 inch slices. Here is my zucchini all cut up. And now for the dehydration process. So step 1, place slices onto dehydrator trays. And be sure to leave space between zucchini slices for good airflow during the dehydration process. Step 2, load your trays into the dehydrator. Step 3, set the dehydrator temperature and time. So referring back to the guide that came with my dehydrator, it says the best dried at 125 degrees Fahrenheit and for 7 to 11 hours or until brittle. So you can't see the little screen very well, so I went in and traced over it so you can see I set my temperature for 125 degrees. Initially, I went for 7 hours, and that wasn't enough. I had to go the full 11 hours to get to that point of the zucchini being brittle. So wrapping it up. Step 1, test zucchini for adequate dehydration. So again, you're going to want your zucchini to be brittle. And then you're going to package the dehydrated zucchini. Here I'm using a jar with a lid. You can use a bag or a vacuum sealed bag if you like to store them. Whatever you use, be sure to label your jar with the product name and the processing date. Be sure to store in a cool, dry, and dark place, and it will last for 4 to 6 months. All right, and then your product is ready to utilize when you're ready for it. Thank you. I'm going to pass it on to my teammate, Shalinda. Oh, well, any questions? Where's my question slide?
Any questions in the chat, Lena?
Not so far.
I have a question.
Yes, Marina?
So your dehydrator guide said 125 degrees, and that sounds cool to me. Can we do that and not say 140 degrees, which is the low range for fruits and vegetables, we were told, because it stays out of the zone of danger? Because I like to do my fruit at like 115, not at 140.
That's an excellent question. Not so sure about that. Does one of my teammates know? Very good question.
I mean, I don't think it's dangerous, but I just want to know as MFPs what we're allowed to do. You don't have to answer it now, but that
I see
I've been
Shalinda's
wrestling with it.
going to a resource, and I wish I had my book near, but what resource are you utilizing?
You're
let's see.
you're muted.
There you go.
Sorry about that. I was actually looking it up because the So Easy to Preserve actually does talk about a lower temperature, but I can't remember the exact file. I'm sorry, the page. And so I was trying to figure that out for you so I can give you that information. And if I don't find it before the end of this presentation, I will ask social media to post the answer on social media. So join us on Facebook. Yeah, okay.
It's a very good question. Thank you, Marina. And I can look that up too while you're doing your presentation, Shalinda.
Okay, so yeah, it's on 330. It says that a minimum temperature of 85 degrees Fahrenheit is needed, with a higher temperature being better.
Okay, there's your minimum, 85. Excellent question. Are there any other questions? Okay, so one of our teammates that's not here that will be presenting on Friday is going to share some really neat ideas on what to do with your dehydrated zucchini. So if you'd like to join then, that would be great on Friday. Thank you.
All right, can you see my presentation? And it looks like I ended up at the same point. How did that happen? Okay, sorry about that. Here it is. Don't start from current slide. There we go. All right, can you guys see the presentation?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm doing a zucchini pineapple, and it's from So Easy to Preserve, the 2014 edition, page 52. Oh, there it is. Oops. So the ingredients are zucchini, canned unsweetened pineapple juice, bottled lemon juice, and sugar. And you have to use these exact items. I'm sorry, there's no replacements on it. I've checked. There aren't so far as I can find. If I do find it, I will again post it to either our newsletter or the social media. So you're going to peel, half, and de-seed the cucumbers and then cut them into 1/2-inch cubes. And then you're just going to add everything into a pot. Make sure you get a bigger pot just because you don't want it to boil over. Bring it to a boil, simmer for 20 minutes. Fill up the jar to a 1/2-inch headspace, debubble it, wipe down the rim with either water or white vinegar. And then you're going to put the lid and the ring on, do finger tight, which is easiest to do if you have a towel, and just turn it until it starts to turn the whole jar, and that's plenty. And then you're going to process it. Yes. So the process time, 15 minutes for under 1,000 feet, 20 minutes for 1,000 to 6,000, and 25 for over 6,000. And if you're doing this in a boiling water canner, which is the traditional way of doing it, it would be the same times, but when we turn off the heat at the end, you're going to wait 5 minutes instead of 3. So I did it in an atmospheric steam canner. So I waited 3 minutes after it was done. And then you're going to remove everything from the canner, and you're going to wait exactly 24 hours. And the easiest way to tell if it's completely sealed is when you take, sorry about that, when you take the jar and you get a seal, you can hold it by this. It doesn't click. See, it's flat, which means it went in. And if you want to do the spoon test, which is where you hit a spoon on the top and it should have a ringing sound, kind of hollowed, which I don't find very efficient, but you can do it. And yeah, so that is how you tell after 24 hours if it's done. Now, what can you use it on? You can use it as topping. So this is a topping on top of a salad. You can use it as a relish on top of hot dogs, sausages, any kind of dish you want, or you can just use it as a side dish. We actually just serve it to our kids like vegetables, and they think they're pineapples. They don't even call it zucchini, it's just pineapples. So that is it for me. Pretty easy, right? So any questions on this particular process or anything regarding that? And simple thing to do with your dehydrated zucchini is to make it, into a dehydrated meal. So these are all dehydrated things, dehydrated mushrooms and vegetables, and the zucchini is right on top. Not sure if you can see that. See? And then you just throw it in a pot with water and cook it. So that's the easiest thing I do with zucchini when I dehydrate it. And this is a salad top. So No questions? I don't see anything. Oh, I have something in the chat. It says, okay. Any other questions on it? So, okay. You can ask questions without your mics. If you want to ask us orally, go ahead. If you're more comfortable, if not, you can always put it in the chat. If you have any questions about dehydrating or canning, please let us know. We're here to help.
I'm curious to know how many of you have used an atmospheric steam canner. Have any of you had a chance to use that before? In our training, I got to use one in the lab as part of our training, and it was really neat. I only had experience prior to that. Matt says you have one. Very convenient. Yeah, you don't have to lug that big pot of water. Oh, Kathy, yeah, you love it. That's an excellent question, Matt.
Okay, so after you've eaten all the beautiful zucchini out of it, I normally use it as a marinade. It can be used for any sauce, and it works really well if you marinate chicken or like crock pot chicken in it, because it's got so much acid that it breaks down the meat. So if you're a barbecuer, pineapple juice is actually what you might want to use because it works better than vinegar as far as breaking down meats. So that's what we use it for here. It also makes great sauces. And you can use it on, if you're a vegan or a vegetarian, you can use it on like a walnut loaf. As anything that's more pate-ish will work really well. You can put it into a sauce by making a slurry of cornstarch, potato starch, any kind of starch, and thickening it, and it would work really well. If you want something a little sweeter, you probably could even do that for ice creams and other kinds of fruits because it's got that pineapple taste, and there's no taste of the zucchini at all. So it's basically pineapple. Oh, got some more questions. Yes, using a steam canner for tomatoes it's a great idea. Really easy. You can do multiple batches. All right. Any additional questions? Okay, let's go on. Sorry. So if you would like to get involved with us, we have some future education or involvement. You can sign up for our email list to receive notifications about upcoming events, or sign up for our newsletter, which is coming soon. November is the first month, so we're getting there. Of course, like I said, find us on Facebook, search Facebook. It's under UCMFP, and please like us, share our articles and different images as well. And these were our primary resources are, of course, the textbook we have, which is right here. Fundamentals to Consumer Food Safety. I don't think you can see it. Food Safety and Preservation Master Handbook, Cooperative Extensions, so easy to preserve. We've used their website, which has canning, and as well as the recipe for the zucchini as well. So our upcoming events are Fruit Leather, which is tomorrow at 30 minutes earlier at 6 o'clock. And then on Friday, we have our zucchini, the cold dry facts, which is at the exact same time. So if you want to learn more about zucchini, come to our event on Friday. If you would like to learn more about peaches and how to turn them into fruit leather, come tomorrow. And don't know. I think that's it. Yes. So if you have any additional questions or concerns, please let us know at this point. Got it. So when this meeting ends, the browser will pop up along with, I don't know, screen, along with a survey. Please complete it because it's very helpful to us to improve our presentation and to provide better education experience in the future. If you are interested in any additional things that we can provide you with, you can always come to our website, which I am putting in the chat. And you can find a great host of information, including a video library, a publication library, a listing of our events, recipes that we would recommend. All right. Well, thank you for coming. If you have any questions, this is your last opportunity. Please help. Go ahead. No? Thank
Okay.
you.
Yeah. Thank you everyone so much. We'll wrap this up so they can end the Zoom and the pop-up will appear. If you don't get the pop-up or survey, don't hesitate to reach out to me via email and I can share a survey link with you. Tomorrow, I will share a PDF copy of the slide deck and a PDF copy of the recipe handout. I look forward to seeing many of you in the future, and thank you again for taking time out of your night to join us and talk about zucchini and preservation. Have a great night.
Thank you, everyone. Bye.